guys, Mary here. I am back with another Am I the Asshole Reddit video, and this one, like, just from the subject is super bizarre and I had to record it like right away. Am I the asshole? This is probably gonna be something really sad and I should not be laughing. Am I the asshole for giving my daughter a stuffed bear filled with human hair? My 33 male, wife, 31 female, and I just had our daughter, our first child, 3 months ago. My family has a tradition where the firstborn will get a special stuffed animal. I got one from my mother when I was born, who got one from her mother, who got one from her father, and so on and so on. The reason that it's special is because the stuffing is made from their parents' hair. The way that it works is that once a child is old enough to start getting their hair cut, the parent will save as much of that hair as they can. When the child becomes a parent themselves, the new grandparent will use the saved hair to make a stuffed animal to give to the baby. The hair in the toy represents the new parent's connection to the child and is a tangible measure that shows that they'll always be close by. The care taken by the new grandparent in collecting the hair and using it to make the toy represents the child's connection to its family history and is a tangible measure that shows the extended family we will always support them. In short, the stuffed animal is a way of connecting the new life to their new family. After my daughter was born, my mother spent a lot of time making a stuffed bear from scratch to fill with my childhood hair. She just finished it last week. Since my leave from work is just about over, I was excited to give my daughter the bear and share the tradition with my wife. I thought she would think it was sweet, but she blew up on me. Instead of liking the bear, my wife said it was gross and disgusting and that she wouldn't have it around her daughter. I told her that it's our daughter, not hers, and that there's nothing disgusting about my family's tradition. She said it was unhygienic. I told her that it's not. The hair is clean and well preserved. We argued and eventually she said if I ever put that thing near her daughter, she would throw it in the trash. I was shocked. This is something that represents decades of my mother's work and planning and generations of my family's history. I told my wife that she's cruel and callous about something that means so much to me and my family, and she's not the person I thought she was. She called my family's tradition weird and culty. I didn't know what to do. I didn't think my wife was this kind of person. I told my mother about the fight, and now she's feuding with my wife too. My wife then got her family involved before calling me some vulgar names, but am I really an asshole for wanting to give my special girl her special bear? Before I read the comments, I'm gonna say, admittedly, this tradition seems a bit weird to me too, but I don't know, like, their culture, their family history, like, so I'm trying not to judge because it does seem harmless. Like, the hair, it's probably just been stuffed in a bag. I'm sure it's clean, probably cleaner. Like, when you think about what's typically in stuffed animals, it's like polyester filling, which is just like a bunch of microplastics. So at least the hair is like a natural fiber, and I don't think it can be harmful. Again, do I think it's a little weird? Sure, but I'm sure that there are things that I do in my personal life that people would probably find really weird, or there are traditions that my family has that other people from other cultures may find weird. So if it's not harming anyone, I don't see like the point of getting all worked up about it. I will say though, while I don't think OP is the asshole for trying to give his daughter a bear stuffed with human hair, I do think he's a little bit of an asshole for getting his mother involved. Like, knowing how special that process is to his family, I'm sure he knew his mom was going to be pissed. I'm sure he knew his mom was going to take his side. And cool, I guess it's good to have someone who like understands where you're coming from, but you are now also putting your mom between you and your wife, and that is not healthy for anyone. And it sounds like in turn she then did the same. So he got his family involved, she got her family involved, and you guys are supposed to be a pair, you guys are supposed to be a duo, you're supposed to be in a partnership, and now you just have your families at war with each other. So I think that getting parents involved was a really bad idea, but I understand why he would want someone to like listen and understand where he was coming from. So let's go to the comments. Nah, because I understand this is emotionally meaningful to you, but it's also fairly objectively pretty fucking weird. Someone else says, I really need to know the origins of this tradition and how generations of spouses just let this persist and fester. Maybe I'm being too nice. Maybe I'm being too understanding. Maybe this is just like fucking weird and like the wife is totally in the right here. OP says that his mom spent decades collecting it, so this is one step away from the teddy bears with teeth for me. A hard fucking pass. So this guy's mom always cut his hair? I don't think so. Well, maybe the mom, maybe he like sent the hair to her. Okay, now that I'm explaining it, it does seem kind of weird. Like every time this guy ever got a haircut, he like bagged it up and saved it, or bagged it up and sent it to his mom. Okay, it's a little weird. Thank you for giving me my first snort laugh in ages. I can hardly breathe. As an aside, whilst OP isn't an asshole, the wife's visceral reaction suggests that he has never mentioned this tradition to her until now. If it were me, I'd be pretty caught off guard if my husband told me that one of the biggest family traditions was gifting our child a bear stuffed with locks of hair. It's weird if it's never came up until now. That is a good point, I guess, like not knowing how long they've been together or how long they've been married, but it's also like, I don't know. I feel like he had like plenty of opportunities to tell her, like they're married. At some point in their relationship, he's gotten at least one haircut. And that would be a good time to be like, oh, by the way, did I ever mention to you that I'm saving all my hair in a bag to stuff in a bear for our future child? And she'd be like, no, you didn't tell me that. And maybe that's a deal breaker for her. Maybe she's like, this family is cuckoo Cocoa Puffs but not bonkers, and I don't want to have a child with him, right? Again, like, if my husband came to me and he was like, hey, BT Dub, I'm going to give our kid a bear stuffed full of hair, I would probably laugh a little, like, bro, that's weird. I don't know that I would like care that much. Again, like the stuff that's in most toys, it's like a bunch of microplastics and it's dyes, and like a lot of this stuff that's coming out of China has like measurable levels of lead, and you're worried about like a handmade bear with some hair in it. Like, again, I'm acknowledging that it's creepy, it's a little weird, but I don't think it's like, oh, that thing can never be around her. I don't know, maybe if she thinks this is some weird like, oh, what's that horror movie that came out like I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was like really scary, and it's about this like family that has this like generational evil that's passed through it. Maybe if she thinks that it's something like that. My brain keeps going Inception, but it's not Inception. It's maybe a word that's similar to that. So maybe she thinks it's something like that, and she's like, no, the evil bear can't come near my child. Like, I don't know, but like, it is a really strong reaction, but she probably should have had more of a heads up than like day of, like, here's the hair bear, you know? So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. There's no update on this, sadly, so we don't know like what the fate of the hair bear was, or what happened with the couple, or all the infighting between the family. But I'd love to hear your take on this. Let me know in the comments below. Bye, friends.